Yes. All right. I'm going to talk about time being wasted in school, and I'm going to especially focus on high school. Um, you hear a lot that students complain about reading the books and the theory, just reading it all, because for some reason they find it very boring. And I think I agree with this, because school kind of feels like it limits the creativity of children. Because children, if they do exercises themselves, they could try to come up with creative exercises by which use the books, of course, but they don't just read the books, repeat the books, and make tests. Which comes to my next argument, which is that tests are focused a lot on memorizing information, and I don't think that when you later have a job, you have to do things by memorizing things. You have to like solve problems. Later jobs are about problem solving, and tests in high school are not. They are about memorizing lines mostly, and this also comes to things that theoretical learning, as any how do you call it? Some research. I'm sorry. As research turned out, that active learning is much more. It's much better. If you walk around, it doesn't. You don't need to do like a play. It's just if you walk around or if you do anything else than just sitting, you memorize things better. And I also think that in high school there's a bit too many subjects because I don't know I don't know how you think about this, but I have also always thought that when I did my all my subjects, I had at least two subjects, even after choosing my own like subject class, I guess you call that. I still had too many subjects, two subjects that I really wasn't interested in, and that I know I wasn't gonna do anything with, and I still had to do. And this, for some reason, felt like a waste of time in school. But some argue that school is not a waste of time, of course. Some argue that school improves your social life because we all have a lot of friends that come from school. But on the other hand, school also is the place where a lot of people get bullied. And even if they get bullied outside of school, it's often the people of school that do it. And also, some argue that school would improve work rhythms because when you have a job, you have most people have a 9 to 5 job. School is a mostly 9 to 3 hour school, which creates that work rhythm, which gets you used to it. But also, some people, even these days, mostly these days, more and more people have flexible job hours. They don't work 24, they don't work 40 hours a week. They don't work 40 hours a week. They often work flexible hours, which impairs that flexibility if you just go to school all the time. And the last thing, the second to last thing I want to talk about is that a study also showed that if you start school after 10 in the morning, you learn things better. You remember information better. And often school start at 8 or 8:30, which is way too early. Actual research turned this out. And the last thing I want to talk about is the thing I kind of started with, is that schools focus on theory, books, and not on actual practical learning. A lot of people that when they finish school and they go out to search for a job, they for some reason find out that what they learned didn't really tell them a lot about the job. It told them what they had to know, but it didn't tell them how to actually apply that information. That was my speech.
4 minutes.
Oh.